Welcome back to Alpine Garage Sports, folks. We are in the garage here. I'm your host, Chris. We're here just talking about some fun things, I guess, today. Tomorrow, we're going to be taking you on a little bit of a tour around Boulder to kind of get you primed for the spring game. But today, we're going to be having a little bit of fun with another coach, Lane Kiffin from Ole Miss. And you may have seen this headline, but it's just kind of funny. So before we go into the whole what Lane said about Coach Prime thing, we're going to go into a little bit about Lane Kiffin. If you don't already know, Lane Kiffin is the head coach of Ole Miss. And he has had, let's say, a very storied tenure in not only the college ranks, but also in the pros. He has had a storied tenure of making very public remarks about coaches that he has had to go back and publicly recant because they were either completely wrong or inflammatory, stuff like that. If you go back and you look at Lane Kiffin's history, you'll see a lot of this stuff in there. He has also had a storied tenure of extravagant terminations. His termination from the Oakland Raiders made headlines all over the country. I mean, he was even left at the airport after being terminated by the team. They basically left him at the airport and he had his bag still on the bus. There's even been riots at schools based on his tenure. But with age comes wisdom, and now his tenure at Ole Miss has not only been a winning tenure, he's actually won there, but also the controversies have started to ramp down. But for those of you who watch college football, you know Lane Kiffin's always in a headline somewhere, but it wasn't like it was 5, 10, even 20 years ago. But then you get the tweet, and the tweet says HMMM dot and then at Coach Prime, and it's about the free yoga day at Folsom Field. So first of all, I want to say that yoga at Folsom Field is really not a new thing. In fact, they've done yoga on the rooftop at Folsom Field. They've done all kinds of things, and plus there are events going on at Folsom Field all summer long, including huge concerts. So this is really nothing new. Let's put this into perspective. I have a feeling that Coach Prime did not have anything to do with free yoga day at Folsom Field, especially when he's busy recruiting a whole bunch of new recruits and transfer portal guys and trying to hold camps and things like that. I'm fairly certain that yoga is probably not the first thing on his mind right now, but it obviously is to Lane Kiffin. To choose this subject to be the subject that you're going to pull out of your hat when you're talking about Coach Prime, I don't know where that's coming from. I don't know the relationship that Lane Kiffin and Coach Prime have. They are obviously in the same state of football there, so there had to have been, some kind of relationship there. And when Power 5 schools like Auburn were coming after Coach Prime, he had some very nice things to say about him and thought that he would be an instant recruiting megastar for whatever team he goes to. So obviously he has a lot of respect for Coach Prime. And this may have just been a playful tweet. All of us have tweeted at some point something that you're like, oh, I wonder how that's going to be taken. And that may have been it. It was just funny on the subject. The subject is just the funny thing. But hopefully the old Lane Kiffin isn't coming back, because he's had a great but short career at Ole Miss, and I'd hate to see it kind of go the same way the rest of his tenure has gone. And by the way, let's plug the free yoga day. So I'm going to be there. My wife and my daughters are huge yoga nuts, and they have talked me into doing it this year because I will take any opportunity to go to Folsom Field. One thing that's different about the whole Lane Kiffin thing at Ole Miss, ours is going to be 500 people. His was 250 people. So we've already doubled him right there. Not to mention that ours was free, theirs was $20. Now, Lane did his for charity, which I thought was great. I thought, a lot of people would pay $20 to go and do something at their football stadium, especially when it goes to charity. So maybe we should do that. So I'm just going to throw a plug out there for the folks that are putting on this free yoga day. If we did this next year and it was $20 and we did it for the Bus for Life Foundation, that would be an extra $10,000 in the coffers of the Bus for Life Foundation, and I don't know that you would have a problem selling it out. And hey, if you wanted to take it up another notch, let's invite the coaches down there, specifically Coach Hart and Coach Pollock. And Coach Pollock could show off his dad bod, and we could watch Coach Hart do his crunches. And obviously, I'm joking about that. If you watch Neely Pollock's and Hart's show called The Whistle, you'll know what I'm talking about. I think that'd be a huge hit. But that's enough yoga talk for today. I'm going to be bringing you footage of Boulder tomorrow, so make sure you like and subscribe if you already haven't. And we'll see you in the next video. And if you haven't already heard, we coming.